Recent UK retail ransomware carnage is the canary in a coal mine moment for sport. The digital dugout, under siege, how relentless retail ransomware attacks sounds the alarm for sport. The roar of the terraces, the solitary focus of the long jumper, the hushed reverence of the fairway, the sharp crack of the tennis serve. These iconic sounds and images define the emotional heartland of UK sport. Yet, lurking beneath the surface of this passionate arena is a rapidly intensifying digital threat, one that has already inflicted significant wounds on the retail sector and now casts a long, ominous shadow over football pitches, cricket grounds, rugby stadiums, athletic tracks, golf courses, and tennis courts across UK, Europe, and more broadly into North America sports leagues. The recent, relentless barrage of AI-powered ransomware attacks that have crippled parts of the UK retail industry is not merely a series of isolated incidents. It is a stark and unequivocal canary in a coal mine moment for UK sport, a blaring siren warning of the existential dangers that await those who fail to heed its grim message. The digital vulnerabilities exploited in retail, vast troves of customer data, intricate and often porous supply chains, and a growing reliance on interconnected online systems, are mirrored and in some cases amplified within the unique ecosystem of professional and amateur sports organisations. Naive complacency in sports leadership ranks. For too long, a pervasive underestimation of cyber risk has permeated the leadership ranks of many UK sporting bodies. Cybersecurity has often been relegated to the IT department with anorexic funding, viewed as a technical burden rather than a strategic imperative. This naive delegation, a reactive patching of vulnerabilities rather than a proactive fortification of digital defences, is a luxury the sports industry can no longer afford. The AI-powered sophistication of modern ransomware demands a fundamental shift in mindset, a recognition that data security is not just about protecting systems, it's about safeguarding the very future and integrity of the games we cherish. The retail sector's ongoing digital agony serves as a chillingly accurate predictor of the chaos that awaits UK sport if it fails to learn and adapt with urgent and decisive action. Echoes of retail's pain, unmasking UK sport's latent vulnerabilities. The retail industry, a sector deeply intertwined with consumer data, online transactions, and complex logistical networks, has become a prime proving ground for the devastating efficacy of modern ransomware. The crippling of online operations, the theft and leakage of sensitive customer information, the significant financial losses incurred through ransom payments and recovery efforts. These are the painful lessons etched in the digital ledgers of retailers. And these very vulnerabilities are alarmingly present within the fabric of UK sport. 1. The goldmine of fan data. Just as retailers amass detailed profiles of their customers, sports organisations are custodians of vast databases containing the personal information of millions of fans. Ticketing details, membership records, marketing preferences, merchandise purchase history. This wealth of data is a highly lucrative target for cybercriminals seeking to exploit it for financial gain or malicious purposes. A successful ransomware attack could expose this sensitive information on the dark web, leading to identity theft, financial fraud, and an irreparable breach of trust with the very lifeblood of the sport, its supporters. The tangled web of third-party suppliers. Retailers rely on intricate supply chains involving manufacturers, distributors, e-commerce platforms, and marketing agencies. Similarly, the sports industry operates through a complex network of third-party vendors, including ticketing platforms, merchandise providers, data analytics firms, broadcast partners, catering services, and even essential utilities. Each of these external entities represents a potential weak link, a point of entry that sophisticated ransomware can exploit to gain access to the core systems of the sports organization. The compromise of a seemingly peripheral supplier could have cascading and catastrophic consequences for the entire network. The growing digital dependence. The digital transformation and rapid cloud adoption trend of both retail and sport is undeniable. Online sales of merchandise and tickets, streaming services, fan engagement platforms, and data-driven performance analysis are now integral to the operations of sports organizations. This increasing reliance on interconnected digital infrastructure expands the attack surface, creating more opportunities for ransomware to infiltrate and disrupt critical systems. In the last 12 months, 80% of data breaches occurred on cloud assets. The fragile nature of brand reputation. Both retail brands and sports organizations are acutely aware of the power of public perception. A significant cyber attack and the ensuing data breach can inflict severe and lasting damage to brand reputation, eroding customer loyalty and deterring potential new fans and commercial partners. The emotional connection that fans have with their teams makes sports organizations particularly vulnerable to the reputational fallout of a cyber incident. The recent ransomware attacks that have shaken the retail sector serve as a stark and unsettling preview of what could soon befall UK sport. Imagine the chaos of a major football club's ticketing system being held hostage on match day, preventing fans from entering the stadium. Picture the disruption to broadcasting schedules caused by encrypted media servers. Consider the reputational damage of a county cricket club's membership database being leaked online. These are not hypothetical scenarios. They are the potential realities if the lessons from retail's digital battlefield are ignored. Beyond financial loss, the unique perils facing UK sport. While the financial implications of a ransomware attack on a sports organisation would undoubtedly be severe, the unique nature of the industry presents additional, potentially even more damaging consequences. 1. The betrayal of fan trust. The bond between fans and their teams is often deeply emotional and built on trust. A significant data breach, particularly one involving personal financial information, would be perceived as a profound betrayal, potentially leading to a mass exodus of supporters and a long-term decline in engagement. The undermining of competitive integrity. The leakage of sensitive athlete performance data, training regimes, and tactical analyses could provide rival teams with an unfair competitive advantage, undermining the very principles of fair play and sporting integrity. 3. The chaos in betting markets. The premature or unauthorized disclosure of athlete injury information or performance metrics could create significant instability and opportunities for manipulation within the multi-billion-pound global sports betting market, further eroding trust in the fairness of competition. The erosion of athlete privacy. Ransomware attacks could target and expose highly personal data about athletes, including medical records, contractual details, and private communications, raising serious ethical and legal concerns. The grim statistic revisited, a looming threat to sporting viability. According to a major European bank, their stark statistic that 70% of small to medium-sized businesses facing a significant cyber attack go bankrupt within 12 months should resonate deeply within the UK sports landscape. This category of small to medium-sized businesses would include all the Premier League, cricket and rugby clubs in the UK. While the Premier League giants might possess some degree of financial buffers from billionaire owners, a vast number of clubs and organisations across football leagues, county cricket, rugby, athletics, golf, and tennis operate on tighter budgets. A successful ransomware attack, with its associated operational disruptions, recovery costs, legal liabilities, and reputational damage, could easily push these vulnerable entities into financial ruin, threatening the very fabric of the UK sporting ecosystem. The Siren Song of Denial: Why Transparency is the Only Winning Strategy. The retail sector has also provided a crucial lesson in crisis communication following recent cyber attacks in April 2025. Attempts to downplay, conceal, or outright lie about the extent of a breach invariably backfire, leading to even greater reputational damage and a complete erosion of customer trust when the truth eventually emerges. For sports organisations, built on the passionate loyalty of their fan base, transparency and honesty are paramount. Any attempt to deceive supporters about a cyber incident would be a catastrophic public relations blunder, potentially leading to boycotts, declining attendance, and irreparable harm to the club or organisation's image. A 10-point playbook for immediate action, fortifying UK sports digital defences. The canary in the cage of the retail industry has delivered its stark warning. Now, the owners, investors, and CEOs of UK sports organisations must act decisively and strategically to fortify their digital defences. This requires a fundamental shift from reactive patching to proactive resilience, driven by informed leadership and significant investment. Here are 10 critical recommendations for immediate action. 1. Establish a clearly defined data strategy. Organisations must develop a comprehensive data strategy that outlines what data is collected, how it is stored, processed, and secured, and who has access to it. This strategy should align with business objectives and regulatory requirements. Implement robust data governance frameworks. Effective data governance is crucial to ensure data quality, integrity, and security. This includes defining roles and responsibilities for data management, establishing data policies and procedures, and implementing mechanisms for monitoring and enforcing compliance. 3. Develop a comprehensive data operating model. A well-defined data operating model outlines the organizational structure, processes, and technologies required to effectively manage and utilize data securely. This model should integrate data security considerations into all aspects of data handling. 4th, formulate a strategic AI strategy with security at its core. As AI becomes increasingly integrated into sports operations, e.g., fan engagement, performance analysis, scouting, organizations must develop a clear AI strategy that explicitly addresses the security risks associated with AI systems and data. 5. Implement robust AI governance frameworks. Just as with general data, AI systems require robust governance to ensure their responsible and secure use. This includes defining ethical guidelines, establishing oversight mechanisms, and implementing security controls specific to AI applications. 6. Conduct thorough and ongoing supply chain risk assessments. Sports organizations must conduct comprehensive risk assessments of their entire third-party supply chain to identify potential vulnerabilities. This should include due diligence on vendors' security practices, contractual security obligations, and ongoing monitoring of their security posture. 7. Implement a robust Secure Access Service Edge (SASE) strategy. With increasingly distributed workforces and cloud-based services, a SASE strategy is essential to provide secure and reliable access to applications and data, regardless of user location. This integrates network security functions with wide area networking WAN capabilities. As sports clubs accelerate adoption of Wi-Fi 6 plus and/or Private 5 GSA to enable smart venue capability, this becomes essential. 8. Conduct comprehensive. Data regulatory compliance reviews. Sports organizations handle a significant amount of personal data and must ensure compliance with all relevant data protection regulations, through e.g. GDPR, UK Data Protection Act. Regular reviews are crucial to identify and address any compliance gaps. 9. Undertake thorough data privacy risk assessments. Beyond regulatory compliance, organizations must proactively assess the privacy risks associated with their data handling practices and implement appropriate safeguards to protect the personal information of fans, athletes, and staff. 10th. C-suite. Proactive ownership, not naive. Reactive delegation. Cybersecurity and data protection must be elevated to a core business risk, managed at the highest levels of the organization. CEOs and board members must take proactive ownership, ensuring that adequate resources are allocated, effective strategies are implemented, and that cybersecurity is embedded in the organizational culture rather than simply delegating responsibility to middle management. The clock is ticking, securing the future of UK sport. The retail industry's ongoing battle against sophisticated ransomware attacks serves as an undeniable and urgent warning for UK sport. The vulnerabilities are shared, the potential consequences are devastating, and the sophistication of cyber threats continues to escalate. The Canary in the cage has issued its final desperate song. The owners, investors, and CEOs of UK sports organisations stand at a critical juncture. They can choose to ignore the grim lessons from retail, clinging to outdated security practices and a naive underestimation of the threat. Or they can embrace a proactive and strategic approach to cybersecurity and data protection. The former path risks operational paralysis, financial ruin, and the irreversible erosion of fan trust and sporting integrity. The latter offers a path towards resilience, ensuring the long-term viability and continued enjoyment of the sports that hold a cherished place in the heart of the nation. The time for decisive action is now, before the digital dugout collapses under the weight of a preventable cyber catastrophe. The future of the game depends on it. About the author, David Andrew is the founder and managing partner at TIAKI, a niche consulting practice helping executive leadership in sport make confident, informed decisions on their risks, investments, and business outcomes powered by secure data at scale. He collaborates with bold and determined leaders in the sports ecosystem to define their data, AI, and cybersecurity strategies to deliver sustainable value. David's vision for TIAKI is to empower sports franchise CEOs, leadership teams, sports media broadcasters, and investors in the global sports industry with strategic advisory frameworks to deliver secure, pioneering digital fan experiences and new ecosystem business models to achieve breakthrough returns. David has over 20 years of strategy and technology-enabled business transformation experience, providing consulting expertise in cloud-native technologies, data strategy, digital business enablement, and cybersecurity strategy. He is passionate about helping talented leadership teams succeed in securely growing their differentiated business models in the data-driven digital sports economy. Based in Stockholm, David previously worked for IBM Consulting, EY, Accenture Strategy, and Orange Business. He studied chemistry at Durham University and holds an MBA from Trinity College, Dublin Business School. Copyright 2025 TIAKI, all rights reserved. TIAKI and its logo are registered trademarks of TIAKI.